So the question we're answering today is the MDT the right trailer for me? Specifically comparing the MDT, like we have here, to the LPT, which is the bigger brother, heavier GVWR. So there's really two main things that come into play when trying to answer that question. Number one is a tow vehicle. If you are driving a half-ton truck, so a 1500 Silverado, F-150, Toyota Tundra, trucks like these, and you are looking for that dump trailer, again, from the 10,000 pound range, is probably about the extent or the heaviest of what you would want to put behind a half ton. Now, I know there's a lot of brave souls out there, myself included, that have hooked up to a trailer that's heavier than that in one of the trucks that I mentioned, but it's not necessarily the best thing or the right thing for that application, because it's just like in the weight room, when you're working out, you can do your max only so many times. It's kind of the same thing. If you have that F-150 and you've got an LPT behind it and you're hammering it every day, it's obviously going to wear out prematurely, the suspension, the brakes, things like that, because it just wasn't intended for that type of work. So a really good matchup is an MDT with those half-ton model rated trucks. So the other thing to consider, again, is the level of work. You drive a 3/4 ton truck or you have a 1 ton, the level of work is another determining factor. Say you're a landscape company or you're wanting to get into a landscape business or demolition business, and from a cubic capacity size, the MDT is plenty big enough for what you're doing. But when you're talking about loading heavy every day, needing to get the most out of your load and really depending on it for work every day, you probably need to lean more toward LPT for that type of job, because from there, the entry level LPT is 14,900 GVWR versus MDT being 10, but it also scales from there. So you can actually do more and more depending on what level of work that you do. So now, don't get me wrong, the MDT can be that crossover into that commercial job or commercial application. We have a 10 gauge body option for it, making it a little bit heavier duty on the MDT. So you can get there, but if it's sustained, if it's something that you do every day, again, and you're really hard on it, probably really should lean toward that LPT versus the MDT. And if you have a 1500 truck and you're getting there, you probably should consider, upgrading that truck as well. So I hope this helps and is insightful, kind of picking between the MDT, LPT. Sometimes it can be kind of gray, but again, those two main things are the tow vehicle and the level of work that you plan to do.